The biggest problem when buying real estate in Poland for Ukrainians and Belarusians is indeed notable the legalization of money. They earn money differently in Ukraine and Belarus, and we know this. There isn't always even a technical possibility. You wouldn't mind paying us taxes and getting these declarations or legally declaring them at the border, exporting them, right? Well, in short, there's a problem with this. Question, Kolya, how to buy an apartment in Poland and how to declare the money, how to do it all as legally as possible.
You can approach this matter dryly, dividing clients, buyers into two categories. Those who can confirm their income and those who cannot confirm their income. Both groups are buying. Those who are in the second group, who cannot confirm their income, are even more eager to buy real estate. Usually this is the common trend. Yes, it is. And unfortunately, for everyone watching us, I'll say this to the camera, the problem is this. With each passing day, it becomes more difficult to legalize money. And this is unfortunately bad news. The good news is that it still works out. It's just a bit longer, a bit more complicated. There are various types of documents that confirm the legality of the origin of your money. What is this? What is this legality verification? You received money somewhere. You could have received it officially for your work or for services sold from which you paid taxes. Or you could have sold something without declaring your income. Or you might have, I don't know, bought crypto, sold it for more and earned something. And again, you have some money.
Plus, let me add, sorry, they also monitor this arms trading, human trafficking, and so on.
Well, that's indeed a pleasure and our hobby. That's a separate category. We're not talking about that right now. Usually we don't cooperate with such things from what I know about people.
I mean, banks and government agencies.
Yes, that's normal. This is monitored worldwide, of course. We're talking now just about the money you made selling potatoes. You were selling potatoes, not weapons. And you didn't issue a receipt? Yes, and you didn't issue a receipt, so that's the story. Look, Poland, or rather the European Union, it's very important that you pay these taxes somewhere. Either in Ukraine, Belarus, or Kazakhstan, it doesn't matter. Pay them there, show that you've done it, and then bring that money here a second time. We won't tax you again. If you didn't do it there, the worst that will happen to you is that you'll pay these taxes here, which will be 19% income tax, and that's the most pleasant outcome, yes. Therefore, people even agree to various schemes that are simply cheaper. All right, let's go. First, let's discuss those. WHO can confirm the legality of the origin of their money. Look, even so, it doesn't matter whether you paid the tax in your country when you transfer this money. That's a secondary issue. What matters is that at least the transaction went through officially, yes, and whether you paid there or not, that's their problem of the country where you didn't pay. But it's important that there is legality of origin. The best option might be selling your property. Real estate, movable property, it doesn't matter at all. It's an official document where there is a first and second yes of the purchase. Buyer, seller, first name, last name, the amount you received in hand. That's it. Okay. The second is a gift deed. This money could have been gifted to you. And this is the most excellent legal way to verify your money. Also, this money could have been earned by working at a high-paying job and simply saving them. And then you show your tax return, or you ran a business and you earned this money through business activities or including as dividends, yes. And in the same way, you show this in a statement from the tax return. You can sell securities. You can speculate on this and earn from it. You can speculate on the, I don't know, precious metals and so on. These are the very ways to confirm the legality of the origin of your money. If you have them, you just need to translate them into Polish. You can do this in your country and have it certified with an apostille. Even if these are official tax documents, like a declaration, tax return, you don't even need to certify with an apostille because it is already... This is an extract from the state register. So you just translate it with the cheapest, simplest translator, well, some translator in your country. Regarding borrowing, yes, I need to add more. Borrowed, recently. Banks don't like it. And up until a few months ago, if you lent me money and we have a receipt. I come for this money saying, my friend Stas lent me $200,000. I want to buy an apartment with it. And the bank says, okay, right now. The bank says, get the hell out of here. They tell us, this is fake. We're not idiots. That's what the bank says. If, on the contrary, you return the debt to me that I lent you 5 years ago, and I have a receipt, my friend Stas returned it to me. 200,000. Yes, they say, show where you got it from 5 years ago. If you don't have that, get the hell out, just the same. Just the same. Yes, at the beginning of this year, it was quite a workable scheme. And now...
At the end of the year?
Yes.
Okay, great. You've watched up to this point, which means you're really interested in business in Poland. Support us by liking this video, leaving a comment, and subscribing to our channel. And if you're really set on doing business in Poland, we can help you with that. Firstly, in the format of training, we have a great educational product for starting and running a business in Poland. Secondly, consultations. And thirdly, services, company registration, sole proprietorship, and setting up business processes. Below the video, you will find all the links, and let's continue watching the episode. What should those who don't have such a background do? Financial resources. Is there any light at the end of the tunnel?
There is. There are various kinds, helpers and legalizers. I wouldn't say it's the most, I would say it's super official, but it even exists. At the moment, banks, payment systems that conditionally guarantee the legality and safety of these transactions. So the situation looks simple. You bring this money to a company representative in the form of cash or non-cash, or in the form of
cryptocurrency.
Yes, in the form of cryptocurrency. And after a day, 2, sometimes 3 days, you see this money with you or bank account in the Polish one. In the Polish one, yes. And the bank employee has no questions about where you got this money from, because these same company representatives help you prepare all the documents, show that this is white money conditionally. Okay. Yes, it's clear that this costs some percentage.
Like a transaction.
Yes, they take some percentage from this transaction, but it's definitely much less than the taxes you would pay in your country or in Poland.
Is it true that there is such a risk that initially the bank might take the money, these without really bothering about the origin? They might let it in, but might not let it out. That's true. It used to be like that before, as it was before.
Actually, now the bank doesn't even take the money?
Usually. In principle, this is a good case because it used to be a kind of trap. You gave 200,000 and they were like, well, yes, okay, you can deposit it and then you want to pay for your own apartment. They were like, wait, show the origin, no? And you're like, what do you mean? There is none? And they were like, well, then we'll block it until you sort it out.
Actually, I personally don't know a single person who had such a story. I've only heard about it once. I know how the situation was resolved. The person provided proof of the origin of the money. I don't know where he got it from. Maybe he actually sold something and found that document, or maybe someone made it for him. We don't know. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that the money was unfrozen in about 2 days, and the person continued to use it. So it's not that scary. You need to understand that no one is going to confiscate this money from you. No one is going to take it away. It's still yours. And they are not a bank. They are not the government. They are completely yours. They might just freeze them for a couple of days. But again, such situations haven't happened for a long time. Usually the bank just doesn't accept any offers from you.
Okay. And the last thing that's important regarding the origin is the state itself, meaning the wife is grieving. I heard that if you buy real estate, then within 5 years they can revisit this issue and again ask about the origin of the money. But not the bank, which was, let's say, satisfied, but it's like he's already grieving. And if something is wrong, they can fine you 70%.
Not quite like that. I'll explain how it looks. Actually, why? Does a bank employee check the origin of funds? The bank doesn't really care where you got the money from. You brought it. Thank you very much.
In fact, yes.
It's just that the tax authorities have required banks to check. In fact, the bank employee is like, a little outsourced person from the tax office who does one thing for this tax office. It's like the first instance for checking money instead of the tax office. If the tax office checks you, usually you don't even know about it, because all the documents you show when replenishing your account, the bank employee scans them and keeps them. That is, the tax office might have already checked all of us 10 times, looked at these documents, found everything satisfactory, and moved on. For 5 years, from the date of the transaction, the tax office can check any transaction.
And what does it look like, and what are the risks?
70% can be taken from you at the border if you are carrying cash in your underwear. You can be fined up to 75% of the entire amount. So you're carrying $100,000 in your underwear. Well, hypothetically in your underwear, they ask you what you're carrying, what you want to declare. You say no, but they found them on you. And then yes, they can take up to 75% from you. No lawyer will actually justify it. That is because you simply broke the law. Okay. Regarding taxes, tax penalties are usually up to 19 or up to 5 years on percentages, or up to 5 years of imprisonment. I would say up to 5 years of imprisonment.
Only that? Well, it seems like paying 19% is more advantageous than 5 years in prison.
Listen, I think there might be some other fixed penalty amounts. Well, as for that, I'm not well versed, because what I am well versed in is that you shouldn't do it.
Well, that's understandable. They fine you. If your money was illegal after all, or for what? Or for a bad transaction, the transaction is conducted by a notary.
The notary does not check the market value and the origin of your money.
Does not check. Therefore, the tax authorities can fine you within 5 years from the date of the transaction if they find that the money was brought in illegally, convictum, or if it has no origin of funds.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That is, if a bank employee, for instance, forgot or didn't want to, or your good friend, and simply didn't ask you for the origin of the money.
Accordingly, we have two important points. It's the bank, and basically, if the bank accepted the money and your documents satisfied them, then everything is fine. I think in 95% of cases. But it happens that the tax authorities can reverse the transaction within 5 years and also inquire.
The tax authorities are more often interested if you are buying not at market value. If you are buying much more expensive than the market value or much cheaper, then the tax authorities might check this transaction because it is not a market transaction. It pursued some other personal goals. Probably also something like tax evasion.
Yes, some kind of scheme.
Look, I'll add something about the bank. There are many cases, and these are real cases, daily ones, where you just don't match the mood of the bank employee. There are bank employees who allow up to $20,000 without any questions at all. They don't even want to scan documents. There are bank employees who start frowning even at $9,000. There are those who like your documents, and you are sure that they are completely legal, your documents, everything is okay with them. Ideally, any bank should accept them, and then we argue with them, we demand to see the manager and so on. And they accept them. So what I'm saying is that the same person might accept your money on different days or might not. The same bank, in different departments, they might have different people. And usually the older they are, if that's the case.
The older the lady.
Man, if it's a man over 40, that's it, it's trouble. Run away.
Yes.
Yes, women are wonderful. They generally accept any amounts. That's right, of course, it's something instinctive.
And am I right in understanding that this is a case for people if they are going to do it themselves?
We went recently.
You can arrange near London.
I still remember the weather was so lousy. It was one of the worst days, just awful. About 3 weeks ago, just slush, rain, terrible, almost 0 degrees. And we were walking with a person just down the street, going into each branch. And at the 3rd or 4th one, they didn't accept the money. Just like that, because that's how it is. And the most important thing, is that you seem to be going to the same bank. The people, they know you come in, they know who your clients are, but they just don't have it. It's impossible to negotiate, impossible to bribe, impossible to somehow buy someone off. They always have.
Even to bribe with your charisma.
Exactly that. Social only. God, only social corruption. That's the only thing we count on in life.
Okay, well, that's a good insight, right? That you can try there. 3, 4, or 5 banks, and if everything is in order with your documents, they might accept them. And even, I think if not everything is perfectly in order, meaning if one doesn't accept, the third one might.
Yes.
Just rely on your response.
Or if you just don't speak Polish well, perhaps take someone who can argue for you.
All right.
That's enough.
Thank you for watching this video. I believe it was useful for you, and if so, support us by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and below the video there's a comment section. Ask your questions, discuss the episode, and we will be happy to answer your questions.